Alright guys, this is part 2 to the lesson of Master of Puppets. I'm going to be teaching you how to do the verse riff and the pre-chorus riff and the first chorus riff. So here we go. Just to recap so far, we've covered the intro riff, A, B, C, and the other part to that, and then we've also covered the harmonic in the beginning. So now we're going to learn the verse riff. So pretty much it starts out with 6 palm mutes of the open E string. Then it's a power chord on the 3rd fret of the E string, 5th fret of the A string. Okay. Then it slides up 2 frets to the 5th and 7th frets of the E and A strings. Then you take your fingers off. Then you go up 1 fret to the 6th fret of the E string and the 8th fret of the A string. Then you slide down 1 fret. Then you go back to the 3 and 5th frets of E and A strings. Slide up 2 frets again. So that part should sound like pretty much like that. And then you do 6 more open palm mutes. Then you do this power chord again. Then you just slide up 2 frets twice. So that part should sound like just like that. And you do that 6 times. After the 2nd time, the lyrics start coming in. And then the pre-chorus riff is pretty much the same rhythm, just different frets. You do 6 palm mutes of the 2nd fret on the E string. Then you have the open A string and the 4th fret on the D string, and then you hammer onto the 2nd fret on the A string. Then you slide up to, or you just go up to the 3rd fret on the A string and the 5th fret on the D string. And you slide down a fret. Then you do the hammer-on chord again. So it should sound like. And then you do 6 more open palm or 2nd fret palm mutes. Then you do the hammer-on chord twice. So it should sound like. So just to recap, the verse riff and the pre-chorus riff. And then the pre-chorus riff is. And after that you do like 8 palm mutes of that chord. You do 8 palm mutes of that chord. Then you immediately slide into the chorus, which is 7th fret on the A string and the 9th fret on the D string. Then you do 2 open palm mutes of the E string. Then you slide from the 7th fret or 5th fret of the A string and the 7th fret of the D string back up to the 7th and 9th frets of E and A string. So that part should sound like it should go. Okay, and then this is the really cool part of the chorus. It goes in from the 7th fret, palm muted on the A string, to the 9th fret, palm muted on the A string, then a 9th fret of the D string, regular note, then 9th fret palm muted on the A string, then 10th fret on the A string, regular note. So it's just something. So it should sound like, so the chorus should sound like. Then you do 4 palm. Then you have the power chord, the 8th fret on the E string, and the 10th fret on on A string. Then you do 4 palm mutes of that. Then you do a regular chord like this, and you slide down 1 fret. So it's just like. Then you do 4 more palm mutes of that chord. Then you do go to the then you go to the 6th fret of the A string, and the 8th fret of the D string. Then you just that last chord is the 7th fret of the E string and the 9th fret of the A string. So it should sound like. Then you do 4 more open palm mutes of the E string. Then you slide it back into the chorus. Just like that. So it should sound like. And you do that riff a couple times, and then on the last riff, on the last portion, you do the regular 4-note palm, the 4 palm muted notes, just like that. And then you're gonna hit palm muted 9th fret A string, palm muted 7th fret A string, palm muted 6th fret A string, then again palm muted 6th fret A string, then palm muted E string 8th fret, then a palm muted 7th fret E string. So and that part's really fast, so it's gonna be. Then it goes all the way down to the E power chord. You hit that twice. Then you do 1 fret up, which is the 1st fret on the E string and the 3rd fret on the A string. So it should sound like. Okay, and then it goes, after that it goes into the second half of the chorus, which is a regular E power chord. Then you do 2 open palm mutes. Then it's the 2nd fret of the E string and the 4th fret of the A string. So it's. Then you do 2 more palm mutes of the open E string. Then it goes to the 3rd fret, 3rd and 5th fret of the E and A strings. So it should sound like. Hold that for a little bit. Then you go down 1 string on each fret, and then you do that, and then you just go backwards. Just like that. So in case you don't know, it's 3rd fret on the A string and then 5th fret on the D string. Then it's open palm mute of the A string. Then it's 2nd fret of the A string and 4th fret of the D string. Then it's 2 palm mutes of the open A string. Then it's the power chord of the A string. Okay. And then you go up to the 7th fret or the 5th fret of the A string and the 7th fret of the D string. Then you do 2 more open palm mutes of the A string. Then down to the 3rd and 5th frets of the A and D strings. 2 more palm mutes. And then 2nd and 4th fret of the A and D strings. So it's just sound like. And a regular E power chord. And then it goes into 2 palm mutes. Then the 7th and 9th frets of the A and D strings. Then 2 more palm mutes. And then it's the 3rd and 5th frets of the A and D strings. Then it's the 2 chords again twice. Alright, I think we'll stop it there because I'm running out of time, but stop it, rewind it if you need to. See ya.